We are at a super cool free campsite. This site is cool because you have beautiful mountain views of White Sands National Park in the background and fighter jets going by. To get to this boondocking location, you will access it from US 70. This entrance is a bit narrow and curved, and I will show you more up close on that later in this video, as well as a walkthrough of this super cool area to camp. We are about 47 feet long making it in here. This is called Lake Holloman. It is BLM land, dispersed camping. We get out and we like to check out and see what sites are available, and the site that we've been in the first time we were here, because this is the second time, is right here and available, and so we're gonna take that. The road in here is pretty bumpy. Just go slow, shouldn't be a problem. You can put any type of rig in here. There's about half a dozen campers here. We've got a little tiny trailer out there and a big Class A motorhome over here. This place has great Verizon cell service. It's only 10 minutes away from the national park. It's close to town where you can restock on anything. Super quiet. The water here is a retention pond, so I wouldn't recommend going in it during the summer months when it starts to dry up. People do complain that there is an odor. We've been here in December and February and haven't had any issues. Looks like this Class A is actually pulling out right now. So that Class A motorhome that I was just telling you about gave us a bunch of food. He's putting his camper in storage, and so what typically happens is you have to get rid of all the food that will spoil. So we have carrots and sliced cheese and like grapes, eggs and more sliced cheese, and a steak and shredded cheese. Thank you so much. So if you're approaching from the right, you're gonna swing in and make it wide, that way you can get it in here. And if you approach from the left, you turn right here, and so you almost come on a little bit straight. And the first time we came in this way, and this can be a little tricky getting in and out, and somebody actually bent this pole and people have been running over it. And be wary of this guy so you don't catch that one. It is pretty narrow in here for some reason. I've seen big rigs get in here. You just gotta be cautious of how you're driving. And look, we talked to a guy with the Class A, and he actually hit that pole that's laying down when he came in, and it caused some damage on his rig. Here's a view exiting the gate. The cool thing here is it's just so close to the national park, and you get to watch the fighter jets. Now, when we were here over a weekend in December, the fighter jets didn't go. They might only go during the weekdays, so if that is important to you or not important to you, keep that in mind. So here's where you get to the fork in the road. Take whatever path you choose. A lot of people go to the left and park in this section. You can go into the right and then cut across and then still park in this section. You can pretty much go wherever you want here. This way is more bumpy and the interior will be more bumpy. This way is nice. This place has really good cell service, for Verizon at least. We had no problems streaming. I had no problems working or uploading. The dirt road is super bumpy, be forewarned. It will not be a smooth ride at all. Although the dirt road is bumpy, there are a variety of different areas that you can boondock in. If you take the dirt road that's closest to the water, you will end up in a large area here. There is plenty of space to turn around if you wish. You could also circle back on this little road right here. It goes right next to a ravine. You can't continue. And there is another side over there for camping that we're gonna go check out. This whole area is hard packed. There's no soft sand or anything that you're gonna get stuck in. This boondocking area is close to Highway 70, and you do have road noise, but for the most part, it just kind of blends into the background. It's not really obscene. Every once in a while you get a loud truck going by or someone that hits a rumble strip or something. Here is where the gravel road meets up with the dirt road that we were just on, so you could loop back around if you wanted. And behind me, here is where you go to the other side. You cross a cattle guard, and then you make a decently tight turn through this little gate. I'm not sure I would bring my trailer through here. There's plenty of spots on the other side, but I have seen vans come over here. This is the other side of the ravine that we were just on. This side is much more dense with vegetation, but there have been a couple of small spots that you could park. The road on this side is definitely nicer. There actually is a little tiny trailer out there in the distance. Coming to this side doesn't really get you away from the highway noise. It gets you closer to the Air Force Base, so it could be a little louder, but it's more private because of the vegetation and less people come out here. Most people just stay in the first space because there's lots of room available. Here's the Air Force Base. You can actually see when they take off and land the jets. It's pretty cool to watch. Of course, even more exciting to watch them when they're in the air. Once you get out to the water on that little road, this is the first decently large spot. Pretty bumpy, but if you made it out here, this looks like a nice place to camp. So I'm heading back from the second site from the other side, crossing the cattle guard, and I will head back on the gravel road. There are a few different roads that cut through between the water side and the gravel side that you can use to access each other or find a boondocking spot within the area, like this guy did. This place does have a amount of elevation to it. As you can see, this camper is much higher than my camper over there. This whole loop inside, from as soon as you can park like up in here to where you loop around the back, is probably about a mile. So now we have come full circle in our Lake Holloman Dispersed camping area tour. If you're unsure of where to go, since this area is so small, just park somewhere. You know, there's plenty of space to pull over and get out of the way of the road and just walk around and figure out where you want to go. Thanks for watching our video on Lake Holloman Dispersed Camping. It's a pretty cool place to camp if you get the chance. Any questions, just let us know.